Hello again, y'all. So, like I said yesterday, I didn't do my traveling, but today, my traveling, my vlog. But today, I'm back on the grind, and I'm in my hotel room, which doesn't even have a desk. So I'm using my cooler and a bunch of books on the top, and I'm just sitting down on the ground to do a little bit of philosophy with you. It's not a big problem with me. I like doing these regardless of sitting, standing, or walking. So uh, I am kind of tired today, so I think it's going to be a short one. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I learned from The Way of the Superior Man by David Data. And he talked about how there's two different sources of let's say human energy. There's the masculine and then there's the feminine. And we usually associate this with male and female, but we all have this masculine and feminine within us that we regulate and work with. Of course, there's some people who are more masculine. There are some people who are more feminine. In the book, they talked about how 80% of males are usually masculine in their personality, identity, their person. So I wanted to distinguish the difference and also talk a little. I gotta get a little comfortable. I'll talk a little bit about the feminine. So let's just start with what the masculine is. The masculine is purpose and direction in life. They're always seeking for the freedom of the moment, to be free from all constraints. And you see this a lot in alcohol. So beer, for example, getting you intoxicated so you don't lose your control or lose your restraints. Sports. So the example David Data uses is in football, the restraints are the defensive line to the offense, and the goal is to break through those restraints and run towards the touchdown, which is essentially freedom. It's the satisfaction of your desires. I'm not going to go too in depth in the masculine. Let's just say that the end goal isn't the freedom through little activities like football or sports or alcohol or even ejaculation, but it's understanding that in this present moment you are not constricted to the moment. How do I explain this? The present moment is what will make you free. Not worrying about desires, not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past, but living in the present moment, the power of now, living in the now, and expressing yourself through love and loving the place you are at sheds the restrictions and the chains and the restrictions that you've put on yourself, because desires are restrictions. I do believe that life in general is a desire. So when we surpass our desires to become, well, in the Tao Te Ching, it says desire to be desireless. Once we get into that state, we become present in the moment and shed off these desires, shed off these restrictions. And that's what the Way of the Superior Man calls, well, the superior man. It's the superior masculinity. Now, I guess I went on a tangent in masculinity, but let's go to the femininity. And that's what I'm still trying to understand, because, of course, for me, I'm a male, but also I'm masculine in my identification. And I feel like I incorporate my feminine and pretty well. But whenever you talk about a woman and her being the feminine and type, it's different. So the feminine is pure energy. They are essentially life itself. Life gives energy to the world and gives life to life. I've even in death. Think about it like this. So nature gives life. It provides life. Even in death, as when something dies, the death provides life for other beings. It provides life for the plants, ants, the decay of the flesh of the corpse fertilizes the ground. It provides energy for the what are they called? What are vultures and hyenas called? All their whatever. They eat the meat of the corpses, but that also gives them energy. That gives them life force, and also your bones, owns the marrow within your bones. So even in death, nature and the world is about giving life force and life energy back, and that's what the feminine is. It's life energy and energy of life. That's why when the masculine or the prime majority of males look at women, they get really excited. It's because they're feeling that energy come from them, especially from younger women who are more physically attractive, but in that sense can shows their energy superficially with the physical. So when you see a young woman, you immediately feel a burst of energy, or for the masculine, I mean, you feel something and stir within you. Now that's temporary. You get that energy and then it leaves you. And one thing about the feminine, and just like the masculine has its basic masculine way of being, and then the superior way of being, the feminine does too. So it's not all about for the feminine, it's, yes, it is the physical aspect, putting your makeup on, looking good, looking beautiful, but also what's in here. How do you interact with the world? How do you give energy and life force to the world to the max so love can pervade? A lot of it. So that's what you see with some older women, is they understand that a lot of life force and energy just comes from how you present yourself, not physically, but with your heart, with your mind, with your words, with your body language, with how you interact with the world, how how interconnected you are with the world, and how you present yourself in the world. So what's beautiful is that these polarities is when a true superior masculine comes together with a true superior feminine identity or personality, whatever you want to call it. They come together. There's a nice harmony to it. So the masculine is that seeking for purpose, seeking for drive, and what apparently in the way a superior man talks about, and what I think I believe Eve as well, is the gift of the masculine is to be able to direct life energy, to direct someone's being. So usually it's the masculine, but whenever you have a feminine as well, all it's directing their energy to specific purposes. And if the purpose that the masculine is directing that energy to is weak and superficial, then it's gonna be, well, your life is gonna be weak and superficial. But if your purpose that you're directing, and of course purpose in multiple different aspects of life, directing, so if that purpose, those purposes are something that are strong, well thought out, well reasoned, and able and have a strong direction to it, then you're going to have a strong, long, and meaningful life with it. And what the feminine can do is provide you the energy needed to make those purposes and those paths and work. So what the masculine can do is guide the energy of the feminine that she provides to these different goals. So that's one for the masculine, and for the feminine, it's being able to continuously bring out that energy, to exert that energy into the world. And look, for the feminine, she's literally life force and energy in any aspect. So that might be anger, that may be frustration, that might be wild love, that might be wild happiness, that might be grief, sadness, all the emotions to the intense degree. And if it's a superior woman, she's able to let's say provide that energy continuously for her man, and test her man's or masculine and man, I'm just saying man, but test as her man's ability to direct himself and also the relationship. Just because a woman's angry or frustrated or annoyed, it's usually not for an intellectual reason, but a way to test a man to see if he's good enough to provide love and guidance in the relationship and not fall and falter. So, for example, if a woman, and oh my god, I just farted, and I'm kill myself. Oh my goodness. So for example, for the woman, well, let's just take that for example. If a guy farts and the woman smells it and she's like, God, you're disgusting, what the hell? The man can be like, well, fuck you, man. Well, fuck you. Oh, I can fart whenever I want. Screw you. What the hell? But that's not engaging in the relationship with full love and confidence and love towards your partner. One reaction could be yeah, I know. Just had to let it out. Wink at her, and she's like, God, what the hell? Oh, and then you're just like, it wasn't that bad. And then you start nudging her cheek, and so it's like, stop that. And you're like, or what? And if your love connects with her, she breaks down and he forgets about what just happened, and she's just living in the moment. She's so giddy and happy and gives you all this energy to do more with it. But as you've seen in her reactions are ways to test you as a masculine personality. I've been talking for a little bit, so I'm going to save a little bit more for later. But I thought it was a good conversation. So, always good talking to y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.